This is another one of my old archive videos from the 90s, and it's not been viewed since the 90s. It shows a boat trip out on the Yorkshire Bell to Flambourough Head. We were on holiday at the time in Bridlington, and I fancied a trip out to Flambourough Head on the Yorkshire Bell. Now, my wife is never very keen on going on water, and after a lot of persuasion I managed to persuade her to come out and have a ride on the boat. I said the sea's like a mill pond, so you should be okay. Unfortunately, when we got out of the harbour, the weather changed and the sea got rather choppy, and at some points it got rather rough, and my wife was not at all pleased. There's my good lady making herself comfortable and enjoying the sun. It was actually quite calm, and we were looking forward to a nice trip out. The sun was shining, the sky was blue, perfect. The Yorkshire Bell weighs about 70 tons and has a length of over 79 feet and a breadth of nearly 20 feet. With two 8-cylinder Gardner engines, each giving 152 horsepower, she can carry up to 198 passengers. The ship was fitted out with the diesel engines in 1951 and is the last of the 6 pleasure boats from Bridlington that operated from the 1920s and the 1950s. She was built in 1947 by Cook, Welton and Gemmill as a replacement for the original Yorkshire Bell that was lost in the River Humber during the Second World War after hitting a magnetic mine, sinking with all hands. In 2008 she won winner of the Sunday Times Best Boat Trip in Britain and was highly commended in the East Yorkshire Tourism Awards for 2017. The boat now manoeuvring itself so it can make an exit from the harbour. I believe there's a sandbank somewhere near the entrance to this harbour. I'm not too sure, but I've always noticed boats making in and out on the right hand side. I'm not quite sure about this. See, nice and calm. A lovely, beautiful day. Holding on here like grim death. I don't think she was too pleased at this moment in time. Getting a slight chop on now here. Sea travel never bothered me. The rougher and more up down the boat, bouncing about, the better I hold it. Seasickness has never ever affected me. We used to go out with my father in the 50s and 60s, all day fishing off Flambourough Head on small boats, and it never used to bother us. Here's a shot of the coastline on our way to Flambourough Head. I use the 10x zoom on the camcorder. It's not much compared to today's camcorders, 10x, but at that time it was thought adequate. And of course there was no image stabilisation on the camera. Boat's starting to rock a little now. The weather's changed a little bit. It's a very popular boat, is the Yorkshire Bell. Even today, with trips out to Flambourough Head. And I believe at one time they used to do trips from Bridlington to Scarborough and back. I think something to do with the common market rules and various other things put a stop to that. It's a shame, really. Although out of the common market now and rules and regulations, we might see the Yorkshire Bell doing this once again. Oh dear, somebody doesn't like the rocking of the boat. I don't think my wife's too keen on the rocking of the boat either. She's still hanging on like grim death. At this point my wife decided to seek cover as it was getting a bit rough outside. There was quite a lot of spray. As you can see, she's absolutely wet through. On his way back to Bridlington now. As we were on our way back, we actually encountered the RNLI from Bridlington, and they were out on a practice run, and they came alongside the boat, rowed along with us for a short distance before making off. I haven't included it in this video, but I might make a separate video to show this. Here's a quick view of the engine room. As I mentioned earlier, the boats seem to go in and out of the harbour towards one side. Coming out of the harbour it's on your right, and then coming in obviously it's on your left. I'm sure there's a sandbank somewhere just at this near this entrance. There we are, getting ready to pull alongside. My wife said at this point that she would never ever go on a boat again, and even by today she still has not done this. I hope you found it interesting, and thanks for watching.